Hi. Wait lang. Yeah, fix some things. Happy New Year! Happy New Year, Hope. Hi. Happy New Year, everyone. I'm also doing this in YouTube, by the way, in case you guys want to watch on YouTube. Because I will be able to show the chart there. But Happy New Year, everyone. Okay, so let's wait for others so that we can start. By the way, what we're going to be talking about tonight is going to be January 2025 astrology. Sobrang bilis ng mga pangyayari. I was doing this, I forgot kailan ba ako nag-start, but yeah, I began doing live probably around middle of 2024, and now it's already 2025. So thank you for sharing the live, Hope. Thank you so much. And so yeah, it's already 2025 now. So super fast, super fast. I am preparing a 2025 transits video on my YouTube, which I'm currently editing right now. So yeah, that can hopefully help you guys as well on preparing for the year ahead. In-edit ko lang because I enjoyed the holidays too much. Oh, thank you. I enjoyed the holidays too much. So yeah, medyo na-delay lang ako. Oh, hi to the one person on YouTube. Hello. So yeah, let's just wait for others. I'll start around 9:50. Again, to those who are watching on TikTok, hi. This is also going to be live streamed on YouTube kasi sa YouTube masasave siya. Hi, Lion Fur. But in TikTok, it's not going to be. So yeah, I'm also doing this on YouTube. In case you guys don't follow me yet on YouTube, click the link on my bio dito sa TikTok. There is a link there going to my YouTube. I have more videos there, by the way, so it's better sometimes to be there just because whenever I do live streams, much kita din yung chart, and also there are longer videos as well explaining the transits. Most of the time, yung mga tanong ninyo sa TikTok is already on YouTube. So, yeah, maybe it's better to go there as well. Happy New Year! Happy New Year, and hi! Okay. So yeah, medyo dumadami na yung tao. Hi. Hi, TikTok people. Right, so I'll probably start around 9:50. Again, to those who just got here, we're gonna do January astrology, January 2025. Happy New Year to everyone. So the way that I'm gonna do it, I'm just gonna try and mix things up, because it's I'm new in doing this as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to discuss first the general astrology of January, how it's going to generally affect us. I won't be able to discuss each rising signs, astrologically speaking, but what I'm gonna do, what I feel called to do, is after the general astrology of 2025, I'm gonna do a general tarot reading for each signs, be it rising sign or sun sign or moon sign, so that in a way, mas general din siya para sa iba. So, yeah, you guys can hopefully stick around. So for that, para din alam ninyo generally, what is the energy of your sign. I'm gonna discuss hanggang kailan yung Mars Retrograde on this live. So hopefully you can stick around. But I think it's also already on my Mars Retrograde videos na din. So if you haven't watched the videos, it's also there. But yeah, I'm also gonna discuss it for the January astrology this time. Okay, so yeah, I think we can start. So as I mentioned to those who are here in TikTok, in case you guys want to watch on YouTube, I'm also sharing some charts on YouTube. All of my rates and also my schedules are on my Instagram account. You can go to my Instagram account there, Christine, so that you'll be able to see how much, kasi depende din siya sa kung anong reading yung kailangan ninyo. So yeah, let's talk about January 2025, the astrology of it. Unfortunately, to summarize it, the start of the year is not really that great, and I think a lot of people, majority of people, feel it. Again, Christine, my Instagram is already linked on my account here, so pwede ka na lang pumunta doon. going back to the astrology of it. So yeah, it's not really a good start of the year. There's a lot of things that are happening, but at the same time, I think ang pinaka punot dulo dito talaga, I think already a lot of us know is Mars retrograde. So that's the first thing that I want to discuss. Kung ano yung nangyayari in Mars right now and what does the Mars retrograde bring us. So first of all, Mars retrograde started last December 6th of 2024, and it started in the sign of Leo at first. So here is the chart for January 1. I'm showing the chart on my YouTube. Hi, Vedic Jamie. So yeah, at first it started here in the sign of Leo. But on January 6th, there's going to be a movement in Mars. It's going to be moving back in the sign of Cancer. So if you can see here on the chart, andito siya, it's gonna move back to Cancer. Not sure if people on YouTube are seeing the chart, but yeah, aasa na lang ako. But yeah, going back, Mars is the planet of action, aggression, conflict, and also movements and actions. So whenever it is in retrograde, the way it works is that it's not really usually working the way it's supposed to be. Wherein it's very action oriented or very straightforward ng gusto niyang gawin. That's why this energy is a little bit frustrating because first of all, it's not necessarily a yearly thing. So we don't necessarily have a lot of idea on how to navigate it, unlike Mercury retrograde that happens 3 to 4 times a year, or even a Jupiter retrograde that happens every year, or a Venus retrograde that happens every year. Mars retrograde happens every 2 years or 26 months and so. So sometimes kapag mas rare or hindi ganon kadalas nangyayari yung astrological transit, is a little bit harder. And Mars at the end of the day is the planet of action and also aggression and conflict. So whenever it is in retrograde, we don't have a lot of push of energy. That's why for the majority of us, the energy of the start of the year is parang we don't have the energy to do things, or we don't have the push to do things a lot, which is a little bit frustrating at the start of the year because for the majority of us, what we want is, go to the gym, do new things, for example. So it's a little bit harder to navigate this. Now, on January 1 to 5, it's a little bit harder as well compared to the past few months because Mars in the sign of Leo is going to oppose Pluto in the sign of Aquarius. And Mars Pluto combination is a little bit harsh, kumbaga. So Mars is action, aggression, and conflict. Meanwhile, Pluto is transformations, death, rebirth, power, control, kumbaga, and influence. So opposition, the way it works is that there is a back and forth of energy, or nag-aagawan na energy in two planets. So there is this essence of we want to do something, but Pluto is forcing us to sort of be obsessive about it, but Mars wants us to rest in a way. In some sense, medyo mas may epekto in a societal energy more compared to our personal lives in a way. This can talk about paranoia, manipulation, tension of powers around the world as well. So we can expect talaga na at the start of the year, there are some power plays that may happen. And in our personal lives, wherever Leo or Aquarius is located in your charts, medyo may power struggle sa kung ano ba yung kailangan ninyong unahin, whether it's the Leo aspect of your life or the Aquarius aspect of your life. Now, right after that, as I mentioned, Mars is going to move in the sign of Cancer. So, dito siya. So, it's going to be moving backwards. That's why there is this essence of Mars. Mars is not comfortable in Cancer at all. Thank you. So, Mars is not comfortable in the sign of Cancer at all. So, Mars kasi is all about, war, conflicts, action. Meanwhile, Cancer is all about nurturing, taking care of people. So, it's not really good in the sign of Cancer because there's going to be a lot of frustrations wherein we want to nurture something, but we don't have the energy to do it. In a societal expectation, or mundane astrology as we call it, or yung astrology ng mundo, this can sometimes indicate a lot of accidents or incidents related to water. This can talk about incidents as well, or accidents that are in closed spaces. So sometimes this can be at your home, or this can be, in very private places as well, places that we think we are safe, but sometimes it can be a little bit challenging too. So there is this essence of that we can feel around the Mars retrograde in Cancer. So the Mars retrograde is Cancer is going to last up until February 24. To that person who asked, I forgot sino yun. So yeah, it's gonna last up until February 24. But it doesn't mean na pagdating ng February 24, tapos na kaagad yung kahirapan, kumbaga, because we're still gonna feel the effects of Mars retrograde up until June of 2025, because that is the time we're in. Mars is really gonna go out of the zone of Cancer and also Leo. So there is this essence of kailangan pa rin nating malaman ano yung consequences ng transit na yon, or us trying to really navigate what happened around the time of the Mars retrograde, and also what we can expect out of it too. So wait lang ha, let me just refresh something on YouTube, because I think I'm not seeing the comments, which is sayang naman. So let me just check it out. Okay. Not sure if my screen is shared, pero let me just check it. Okay. Ayan, okay. Yeah, I'm seeing the comments now. Dito na lang din ako sa isa. So yeah, hi Jasmine Hara in YouTube. Yes, I do read natal charts. It is in my Instagram account. It's also here normally linked in my YouTube too. Gusto ko mag-start ng journal, hindi ko na umpisahan. Yeah, there is this feeling of us being lethargic or parang pagod na pagod tayo. But okay, going back to the astrology of it all, let's go to the astrology of January 10 to 14. So let me just move the chart here. Okay. So on January 10 to 14, we do have another movement coming from Mars, wherein Mars in Cancer is going to trine Neptune in Pisces. So let's just move it here. Ayan. So I'm not sure if the chart is seen. Hopefully it is. As I mentioned, Mars here is going to trine Neptune. And Mars, as I keep on saying, paulit-ulit, it's the planet of action and aggression and movements. It's in retrograde. And then Neptune is the planet of illusions, delusions, and dreams. So this can be a little bit positive, even though Mars is in retrograde. This can somehow help us as well navigate this retrograde period, because Neptune can somehow sort of neutralize. I'm not sure if that's the proper term, but yeah, neutralize what is happening around Mars in a way. So it may give us the push to sort of find the purpose in the lack of energy of what we are doing. So I wouldn't necessarily suggest for people to do something really around this time, but instead it can be a day wherein for us, generally speaking, we may find clarity kung bakit wala tayong energy to do things. But in mundane astrology, this can talk about possible battles or conflicts that going to see the light of the day. So para siyang the unknown being known. Di na ako magtataka if there are going to be exposés, especially particularly around water things. So for example, this can be exposés around agreements related to sea trade, for example, or maybe even, things related to tsunamis, or I don't know, like shipwrecked, parang ganon. So there's a possibility that something like that is also going to come out that we need to rethink. So that's from January 10 to 14. Now, after that, on January 14 as well, so let me just move my chart here. So on January 14, we do have our first new moon of the year. Yay! So this is supposed to be a good new moon. However, it can be a double-edged sword. I know medyo pangit pakinggan yun, but it is going to be a very emotional new moon. So let me just check the chats before I go to this one. No? So just to see if you guys are asking any questions. I want to start a business, but ang hirap mag-start. Yeah, especially if you're a Cancer placement, it's not really that great of a time to start anything. I wouldn't personally suggest it, but if you really want to know, and hindi ko kayo binibentahan, sometimes it can be helpful to have an electional reading with an astrologer, just to see how you can navigate as well these hard times, and whether there is something that can be helpful on starting something, para lang din may idea kayo on how it can be. Lang, let me just check something here. Okay. Let me just check something. I'm gonna open it on my iPad para makita ko yung mga comments niya. Okay, anyway, going back. So January 14, new moon. So what's really hard about this is the moon is supposed to be happy in the sign of Cancer because it's at home there. Pero on the same sign of it, we have Mars retrograde. So here it is. So Mars retrograde and the moon together is really volatile. New moons are supposed to be new beginnings, new chapters starting. So even though, as I mentioned, the moon is at home in Cancer, it will be frustrating, or this new beginning can be too emotional for us. So we need to release it, or we need to share it immediately to people. Meanwhile, on the overall trajectory or the mundane astrology, yung overall energy ng mundo, this can also be a little bit frustrating, meaning whatever is starting around Cancerian matters, which is, again, anything related to water, anything related to home, to private spaces, probably even related to mothers or women. It sort of has to, there's something that we need to fight about it back before it starts. So it can be a little bit emotional in a way, but for in our personal lives, as I mentioned, this can be a good day to release something, but I wouldn't necessarily suggest on manifesting. To be fully transparent, wala talagang magandang panahon sa January to manifest, which is a bummer because normally at the start of the year, ang ganda sanang gumawa ng vision board, to manifest the journal. But there is a lot of chaoticness in the astrology of it all. But, if you're looking at manifesting during a new moon, it's not really suggested for this new moon in Cancer because it's a little bit chaotic. And then on the same day, January 14 to 15, we do have a Venus and Jupiter square. So going back here on the chart, so this is Jupiter and it is squaring Venus in the sign of Pisces. Jupiter is in retrograde, so normally this is supposed to be good as well. Venus is the planet of harmony, of values, of love. Meanwhile, Jupiter is growth, expansion. What's really hard here is that even though these are two beautiful planets, it is during the volatile new moon in Cancer. So it can be optimistic, yes, which, parang dilaw na dilaw yung ilaw ko. Teka lang. But yeah, it can be helpful in a way. However, it can also be madadamage siya dun sa chaoticness, kumbaga, nung new moon in Cancer natin. So again, I wouldn't necessarily suggest, personally, if ako to, I wouldn't manifest, but to those who are desperate to manifest in January, I would advise January 15, because this transit is January 14 to 15. But as I said, personally, I wouldn't necessarily do it on this day. Pero kung kailangan nyo talaga, yun siya. If ako yung tatanungin, February 7 is better. Which is a Mercury Kazimi, particularly in that time. So kung kaya nyo maghintay hanggang February, doon na kayo. Okay. Now let's go to January 18. By the way, I'll try to answer the questions later after this. Ha? So, ipunin nyo lang, babalikan ko yan. Okay, so going back to January 18 to 20, we have another movement in Venus. So let me just go to the chart of that day. Okay, let's see. To those who are new in TikTok, again, if you guys want to see the chart of what I'm explaining, I'm doing this live as well in my YouTube account. If bago kayo dito, just go to my profile. There is a link in my profile wherein lahat na ng kailangan ninyo nandun. My YouTube, how you can book a reading, my Instagram account where my rates are. So you can go there. So anyway, going back to January 18 to 20, we have Venus conjunct Saturn here in the sign of Pisces. So this is a very serious energy. It's not bad per se, pero it's really serious, particularly in relationships. So this can show coldness or para siyang reality check or reality slap in our face, especially with regards to relationships or our values. In our personal lives, that is how it's going to be. There's not a lot of creativity in our relationships. It is a good time to talk to your partners, be serious about the future. Pwede mo rin naman siyang gamitin very greatly because Venus is really good in the sign of Pisces. It is exalted there, so you can take advantage of it. However, in a worldwide scale, this can indicate, some sort of restriction around Piscean matters, which is spirituality, entertainment, the illusion of entertainment. Sometimes this can also be related to medication, to drugs. Ewan ko kung that is going to be banned by TikTok, but yeah, it can be related to that. So there can be an expose or like some sort of people coming together and trying to see how matters related to those Piscean matters can be solved as well on this particular day. So yun. Now on January 21 naman, so let's go again in that date. Bear with me sa mga nagko-comment, sasagutin ko kayo right after this. We have 3 remaining ones. Okay. So yeah, on January 21, okay, one more. So again, this is all Philippine time. Okay, just for reference for everyone. So on January 21, we do have a little bit of a volatile, another volatile or hard astrology. We have the sun and also Pluto in conjunction in the sign of Aquarius. So the thing about this is the sun is in its fall in the sign of Aquarius because it is the natural ruler of its opposite sign Leo. Whenever it is in Aquarius, it is a little bit hard to be there. Think of it na para siyang nasa foreign land tapos hindi niya alam kung paano magsalita ng language ng land na yon. So it can be a little bit hard to sort of navigate how things are going to be there. So it can be hard overall, particularly in mundane astrology. Pag-usapan muna natin yung overall astrology nito kasi mas ganun yung effect niya because this is Pluto that we are talking about. So Pluto is the planet that normally rules a lot of people or like people in power as well. This can talk about obsessive or manipulative energies coming from people in power. This can talk about it being brought to light or parang people in power. So, for example, presidents, vice presidents, or maybe, I don't know, people who are very influential by default, trying to find this power struggle or taking things a little bit more communicative or cerebral in a way that we cannot understand. Na parang it's too abstract for us people. And we're going to see this obsessive, manipulative energies coming from them around this time. One thing that I always tell people is that transits like this they don't happen the same day. Normally they happen sometimes a week before or they happen a week after, especially if it involves outer planet or slow moving planets like Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto. So medyo hindi natin siya mararamdaman on the same day, so be on the lookout, particularly in the first part of January or even probably in earlier parts of February with the people in power. So yon. Now let's go to another one, which is a new moon in the sign of Aquarius. So new moon, this is going to happen on January 29 Philippine time. Wait, did I see new moon in Cancer kanina? It's supposed to be a full moon in Cancer. I'm so sorry. So yeah, this is the new moon. Okay, so we have a new moon in the sign of Aquarius. So this new moon naman is going to happen on January 29. Let me go back there. Hi, Radsmill on YouTube. Happy New Year! I hope you guys enjoyed your New Year. Maraming may sakit. I hope you guys didn't have colds or, I don't know, body aches. Kasi ang dami kong kakilala nagkaroon ng sakit. Hope you guys enjoyed it. But, okay, going back. So, yeah, we have our new moon in Aquarius on January 29. So, here it is. It's happening exactly, if I'm not mistaken, around 8 past 8 p.m. Philippine time. I think it's around 8:25 if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it's supposed to be a start of something new. How it will loosely conjunct Pluto here. So it's still a little bit hard. This beginning can be a little bit manipulative or abstract or cerebral for us. Wherever Aquarius is in your chart, it will feel like, meron dapat magsimula but you're overthinking it. Or there's something that's supposed to start in that particular area of your chart, pero you're planning it too much to the point that it's not really that free flowing anymore. So it can be a little bit hard. Now, lastly, we do have the last. This is not the last, but the last transit that I want to talk about before the really major one is on January 30. Uranus is going to be stationing direct in the sign of Taurus. So for the past few months, Uranus has been in retrograde. So ito siya, on January 30, it will station direct here in the sign of Taurus. So if you guys are not familiar, Uranus is the planet of sudden events, sudden changes, sudden things happening out of nowhere. It's the planet of disruptions. So this is a continuation and moving forward on the possible events, unexpected events, okay, related to Taurian matters, which is normally climate challenges, natural calamities, maybe even related to food or even agriculture. So on outer planet movements like this, as I mentioned, minsan mas mararamdaman natin to a month before the actual transit or maybe even, you know, 2 months, 3 months right after the exact transit. Especially next year. No, hindi na siya next year. This year na pala siya. Um, Uranus is going to be moving in the sign of Gemini. So there is a lot of like final challenges related to natural calamities, be it earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, tsunamis, for example, that is going to continue as Uranus stations direct in the sign of Taurus. So expect that. Here in the Philippines, I think si Canlaon, yung medyo we need to be worried about, or maybe I don't know, baka si Taal as well bigla na lamang maging active. So I'm sending prayers to all who may be affected by it. But aside from that, it can be disruptions around food, agriculture, finance, money, economy, for example, that we also need to watch out. Now, lastly, is probably the most major thing that I want to discuss, which is the movement of the nodes. So, on January 29, pero medyo magulo kasi to, there are some people who say na it's in the middle of January. But if you really look at it, it's more around January 29, January 30. So, the North Node and the South Node is going to be shifting to new signs. So if you guys didn't know, the North Node and the South Node, so ito sila, if you are in YouTube, I am showing them. It is what we call the energy points. So it shows us where the eclipses are going to happen in that particular year. So just for you guys to have an idea, last half of 2023 to 2024, the North Node and the South Node are in the sign of Aries and Libra. Okay, mga eclipses natin doon nangyari. Meanwhile, this year, on 2025, the North Node and the South Node is going to move on January in the sign of Pisces, nandun si North Node, and then in the sign of Virgo, nandun si South Node. So, dito mangyayari yung mga eclipses natin this year, which I'm gonna talk about later as they happen. But as I mentioned earlier, I am currently editing a 2025 astrology video, which I'm going to release on YouTube. And I'm going to talk more about this and also what we can expect, summary of the eclipses, kumbaga. But if you guys have any major placements in Pisces and Virgo, so what I mean by major placements is sun, moon, rising, this is the year wherein you're going to be affected a lot because eclipses often mark new beginnings, and massive endings. So, to those like me who have placements in Virgo and Pisces, this can both be a challenging but at the same time a breakthrough year. Especially on March, the eclipses are going to be a little bit more challenging, pero on September, it can be a little bit more, medyo redeeming siya in a way. So, on January, even though it's not yet the eclipse season, medyo mararamdaman nyo na yung shift of the nodes personally. However, in mundane astrology or the astrology of the whole world, for the past year, we have seen a lot of focus of new beginnings in Aries and Libra matters, which is, individuality, law, people working together, for example. Meanwhile, this year, 2025, up until the half of 2026, because the nodes are going to stay there up until August of 2026. So hanggang middle of 2026, nandun yung mga eclipses natin. We're gonna see a lot of movements happening in Piscean and Virgo matters. So Virgo has to do a lot with labor, with salespeople, with tradespeople, with skillsmen. It can also have to do with documents or details related to justice. So it's not justice or government per se, but bills, laws, regulations, like the written things that are related to it. At the same time, Virgo sometimes can talk about innocence of people. So this can talk about kids or maybe even, new things that are just spurring out. Meanwhile, Pisces matters naman, or Piscean matters, has to do with spirituality, religion, entertainment. Sometimes this can be illusion of entertainment. And at the same time, it's going to talk about, our escapism. Sometimes it's going to talk about medications or substances. So it can also be related to that. So this year, marami tayong makikitang beginnings and endings related to that. I think there's going to be some breakthrough in medicine. Some innovations as well in science is also something that we can see. It's a mixture of Piscean and also Virgo matters. Hindi na rin ako magtataka if there will be some things related to technology that will be sort of needing to regularize in a sense, especially during the eclipse season. So that is the general astrology of it all. As I mentioned to those nakakapasok lang, I won't be able to do per sign because I'm trying to experiment what is the best for these types of live streams. To be fully transparent, medyo nakakapagod kasi yung per sign kasi it's all 12 tapos me talking about all signs. So what I just discussed is the general one. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull out some cards for each signs. So this we're gonna do a tarot reading, okay? So this is going to be for each zodiac signs to help you navigate or to help you identify what is the energy for January 2025. So this will apply for rising sign, your sun sign, or your moon sign. Whatever it is that you're more um, resonating with. Kumbaga, so if for example, you are a Aries sun pero you're a Libra rising, kunwari lang for the sake of it, you can check both Aries and also Libra readings here. But before I do that, let me just check the comments, okay, to see ano ba yung mga pinagsasabi nyo, ano ba yung mga pinagtatanong ninyo, just for me to have an idea what you guys are talking about in the comments. So let me just check. There's a lot. Hi everyone. Happy New Year. Hmm. Beginner tarot reader, any tips? Ooh, I'll try to make a video instead of it because this is an astrology reading. But just one, I think in this live stream, just one thing that can help you a lot is practice. Use your cards every day and try to use it not just to yourself but also to other people because sometimes you may have bias because the only way you can be a tarot reader is to read tarot. So it's not just knowing the meanings of the cards but also using them and connecting with them. So yeah. Okay, so let me check. May nag-claim na dyan. Wala naman akong pinapa-claim. Kumalma kayo dyan. Okay, sige. So let me check. Hi, Kwan! Hello! Pisces moon. Ayan na nga. Virgo rising. Ayan, ang dami yung Virgo rising. Oh my God. Hi, Happy New Year, Ria. If you're still there, ang confusing naman. Sabi Pisces will be lucky this year. Sino nagsabi? Whoever told you that is lying. Charot, joke lang. There's a lot of movements in Pisces, so I wouldn't necessarily say that Pisces people are lucky. Pisces can be main characters of this year, pero being a main character doesn't necessarily mean that you're lucky. There's a lot of movements both in Pisces and Aries. We're gonna have the eclipses there. At the same time, Saturn and Neptune are going to be moving back and forth in Aries and Saturn. So, from one person with a major Pisces placement to you, char, it may not be the luckiest year, depending on your chart. Okay, depende pa rin to sa chart mo, but it is definitely a very eventful time for Pisces. Cancer can be, but it really depends on your chart. At the start of the year, Cancers are not really lucky. Whoever will tell you that they are lucky is lying in your face. Charot. Because Mars retrograde is happening there. Meanwhile, the second half of the year, which you can watch on my 2025 astrology video that I will be putting out soon on my YouTube, Jupiter is going to go there. So it can be lucky, but at the same time, if in your birth chart you have a challenging placement there, it is not lucky. Instead, it's double the hardness of your life, kumbaga. So it really depends. What makes you feel, oh, thank you, Gwan. Yeah, I think napagod lang din kasi ako on the holiday period. So, bear with me. Okay, sige, let me just check too. I love your lippy. Oh, thank you. You know what? I love this too. This is, di ko na sasabihin. Baka i-ban na naman ako ni TikTok. But this, when I first tried this, na in love ako. But anyway, going back to the comments. Sabi nila Pisces daw. Sino sila? I think it really depends on the practice of the person. But yeah, on Hellenistic astrology, it's not lucky. Lucky din daw yung Taurus. Bakit daw? Taurus din ako, pero parang hindi naman. Charot. It really depends on your chart. Co-star, yes, I know. Thoughts, I don't like it. I think even on the start of this journey of studying astrology, madami na nagsasabi, try mo yung co-star. I did try it, but it's really general. It's not really helpful. Particularly if you really want to know astrology and how it's supposed to be used. Co-star, it's Barnum effect, if you're familiar with that. So technically they're just gonna say general things to make you feel as if you're seen or known. Paminsan then I've seen instances wherein co-star is giving you your wrong placement because they fail to acknowledge like time adjustments in different areas or different countries. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. But you know what? Do your thing. Go ahead. Hi Nix. True ba na may Tai Sui now Year of the Pig? I am not a Chinese astrologer, so I don't know. I am a Western astrologer, so hindi ko alam. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I'm not talking about rising signs. So, I'm sorry. Naglo-look up nila kagabi. That's why I deleted. Yeah, delete it. Charot. Yeah, it's not really recommended. Any good astrology app? I don't necessarily use an app, so I can't recommend anything. Instead, I would recommend studying astrology. Charot. Or if you really want to look at your placement, go to astro.com. Astro.com is a little bit more accurate instead. If ayaw nyo yun, you can go to AstroSeek as well. But sometimes even their explanation is also a little bit more general because, of course, you need to pay, to get the reading. So that is probably the one that can be a little bit better. Aries Rising, grabe ginawa sa akin ng 2024. Sana okay na ngayong 2025. Ooh, I hate to break it to you, but it's not gonna be. If I'm gonna rank who's really going to have a hard time this year, it's gonna be Aries people. Aries rising, Aries sun people. Because one, we're gonna have one eclipse in the sign of Aries that will have a Mercury retrograde with it on March. Number two, Saturn and Neptune is gonna go there. So there's gonna be a lot of movements in there. Anyway, okay, I think enough on the questions. I'm gonna go to the part of this live stream we're in. We're gonna do a tarot reading for each rising signs, and this is for you guys to know what is the general energy for each rising signs for January of 2025. So just gonna drink water and then let's continue. Okay. You know what? If still can, later pag-usapan natin what to expect for each rising signs, or maybe I'm just gonna do another live stream talking about it. But if you guys can, please follow me on YouTube. Mag-release ako ng video doon about 2025 astrology. Masasagot kayo doon in a sense. Maybe that's better. But I'll try my best to go live again to help you guys navigate this. Or, if hindi ko kayo binibentahan, but it's better to get an astrology reading. Not even with me, if you guys don't want to have a reading with me, if meron kayong preferred. Eventful pa nga ng 2025. 2024 really hard na. That's true. 2024 was hard astrologically, but 2025 is a different breed. I would argue that 2025 is a little bit harder. 2026 as well. 2025 and 2026 are really going to be eventful. It's in the same energy as 2020. So if akala niyo mahirap yung 2024, girl, kapit. Kapit lang. But you know what? It's not necessarily all bad. There are some things that can be good. Hi, Big Bites. I'm not doing a natal chart reading, so no need to comment your birth details. Baka kuhain pa ng iba. So, yeah. Or maybe you're just sharing. Who knows? Thank you if you're sharing. Okay, sige. So let's do first Aries. So what do Aries people need to know? So this can apply to Aries rising, Aries sun, or Aries moon. Let me stop sharing. Ayan, okay. So this is a tarot reading for everyone. This is not an astrology reading. So technically, this is meant to help you energetically what you need to know. What is the guidance that you need to know for the upcoming January of 2025 lang to. Okay, so this applies to January 2025 for all Aries rising. Yan na, may lumabas na. Aries moon and also Aries sun. So what do you guys need to know? Let me just get another card. But I have a feeling, well, maybe because there are a lot of women that are mostly watching me, but there is a lot of need to be a little bit more feminine for a lot of Aries people. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Let me show it first in YouTube and then sa inyo guys. Okay, so we have the Queen of Pentacles. Here it is. So the Queen of Pentacles it often indicates a very feminine energy. So sometimes this can show that Aries women, so Aries sun, moon, rising, are a little bit mas patok sa inyo to. But you know what? we all have feminine and masculine energies within us. So this can also talk about Aries men who needs to be a little bit more feminine in January 2025. I don't mean na bigla kayong, we're going to be in the third gender. That's not what I mean. What I mean here is in spirituality kasi, we have two gender spectrums. This is not sociological gender, ha, don't get me wrong, just in spirituality. So we have feminine and also masculine energies. So masculine energy is very aggressive, meaning if there's something that you really want to go for, you go for it. And that is very Aries, lalo na Aries sun. You guys are really, you're very reckless or impulsive on certain things that you want to do. Once you want to do something, you're just going to do it. However, feminine energy is passive, meaning um when you are in your feminine energy, you sometimes wait for things to happen first before you do something because it's gonna come to you. So it's not really as aggressive as it would usually do. And I think that is the call for you for January. And it's really applicable to kasi nga ang daming nangyayari sa January that can be a little bit challenging or volatile. So you're not being called to be impulsive or reckless on what it is that you need to do. Instead, try to be a little bit more grounded since we have the pentacles here, which often shows groundedness or going back to earth, focusing on material things. And then we have the Ace of Cups in reverse too. When the Ace of Cups is upright, this sometimes talks about um, having this overflowing energy of emotions that you want to share to people and in a positive way. But we have this in reverse for you, showing that for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, January is going to be a little bit of an emotional month to the point that you don't know how to control your emotions, which sort of makes sense because if you're an Aries rising, Mars retrograde is going to be happening in your fourth house in the sign of Cancer. So the fourth house is our home, family, your living situation, but at the same time, it is your roots. Most of the time, that is where our IC is. So paminsan when it's being hit, our roots, our comfortability as well is being hit. So may possibility that that is what you need to focus on. So that's for Aries. Now let's do Taurus. Pero bago yan, let me just spray something on my throat. Wait lang para matagal tayo magkakasama dito. Wait lang. Kasi kanina pa ako dumadaldal. Okay, so yeah, let's go to Taurus people. Let me just check your comments. Happy New Year! Happy New Year, Lenel. Is that your name? May recommend kayo to lessen ang mga bad na mangyayari? Preparation. That's it. I know a lot of you guys would use lucky charms or whatever. Don't get me wrong, I would do too. I mean, I practice witchcraft for God's sake. So that is something that I would do too. But preparation is probably the best one. The reason why we share information like this, the reason why we do astrology readings to share it to you is because we want you guys to be prepared, and that is the best way to prevent or be ready on some challenging astrologies or challenging things that may happen. So, preparation. If alam na ninyo na merong paparating na bagyo, which is what I always say, what are you gonna do about it? Susugurin mo ba yung bagyo? Are you gonna stay in your home knowing that may possibility of flood or landslide or whatever? So, prepare in advance. Okay? Now, let's go to Taurus. So, the energy of Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising for January of 2025. Let's see. Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising to my fellow Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Let's get this. Ooh, okay. Let me get one more. Oh, medyo hard din to for me because I am a Taurus sun. So condolence to all the people like me. Charot. But yeah, the first card that we have for January of 2025, we do have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So again, this is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So the Three of Pentacles, let me just show it to the YouTube people as well. Whenever this is upright, this is like the cooperation, the teamwork card. It's three people working together to make something beautiful. But whenever this is in reverse, this can sometimes indicate that the energy for the month of January is you're going to feel a little bit isolated or you're going to feel alone in whatever it is that you're doing. To most of us, this can talk about like the material things. So this can be about career, um, your source of income, or just anything that grounds you down in a way. Or this can talk about a personal project that you're doing with a partner or with a lover or friends. You're gonna feel like ikaw lang yung gumagalaw. And again, this is very in line because again, Mars retrograde tayo. So this is frustration around actions. And at the same time, we have here the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords is also a card that is not really great to get. This can talk about paranoia, this can talk about sleepless nights, this can talk about insomnia. So to all Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising, I know it's cliche to say this as a Taurus, but rest. If you feel like people are not helping you in whatever it is that you need to do, kakapit na, whatever it is that you need to do, rest before you do anything. You know, Taurus people, particularly Taurus Sun and Risings, matigas yung ulo natin. We can be stubborn sometimes to the point that when we want to do something, we do it. Kahit pagod na tayo, kahit we feel like we're not supposed to do it, intuitively speaking, there's some things that, are telling us that we're not supposed to do it. It's okay to rest. January can be a little bit hard for you. January can be a little bit overwhelming, especially if you're not getting the help that you're supposed to get. So it's okay to sometimes admit na, you know what, let it pass and then babawi na lang ako. As Taurus, and this is not me being biased, but I know that sometimes we can work hard a lot to the point that before we rest, we need to work hard. So, sometimes pwede naman tayo magpahinga nang hindi tayo gumagalaw. It's not something that we need to earn. It's our right as well. So, yeah, wag kayong um, nag-overwork ng sarili ninyo. Okay, so that's for Taurus. Too many rest, need ko na kumilos. Iba na yan. Okay. Iba na yan. Baka rising sign mo na yan. But yeah, post it on your YouTube account. Yeah, I will. Actually, I'm doing the live stream here so that I can post it. So, okay. Now, let's talk about Gemini, all right? Hindi ka na ako malito. So, yeah, let's talk about Gemini. So, the energy of Gemini for January 2025. So, this is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Ooh, suddenly I'm seeing flowers for Gemini. I have a feeling that for Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising is a little bit better compared to other people. I'm not sure why. Sometimes flowers can mean a lot of things. Sometimes it can be people mourning something. But in a sense, I have a feeling that it's more of like a reward. You know how sometimes when you win like a certain contest, ang una ibibigay sa'yo is like bouquet of flowers. So I have a feeling that that's what I'm getting. But let us see. Let us see. Okay. So what is the energy, universe, God, whoever it is that's listening right now? What does Gemini need to know for January of 2025? So this is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. It's already good. How I wish that I am a Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising because this is good. So, to all the Geminis out there, Sun, Moon, or Rising, this is really, really good. The first card that we have the Queen of Wands, particularly for the Gemini women. Okay, where my girls at, it's a little bit more better for you guys. So the Queen of Wands is a really, really good energy. It talks about a feminine energy. So again, this can be for Gemini women, Sun, Moon, or Rising, that is really intuitive, grounded, full of life, full of passion, and there's just this energy to do a lot of things. This is the reason why I often tell people na sometimes, hindi porke negative yung energy or negative yung astrology or challenging yung astrology that you're gonna work against it. Sometimes you can work around it. And I think a lot of Gemini, rising, moon, sun, they're gonna work around it. I think they're gonna let this transit humble them. They're gonna work around this transit and admit to themselves that there are some things that I cannot control. So just let me just go with the flow and admitting to themselves na, you know what, hanggang dito lang ako, but it doesn't mean that I can do anything about it. So sometimes being humble, being grounded, and just trying to work with what you can work on can really um, can help you move forward. And I think that's the optimism that January 2025 is going to bring to a lot of Gemini people. And what's really good is we have the Empress card. I really love getting this card in readings. Again, there's a lot of emphasis to the women or to men and their feminine energies in a sense. Gemini rising, sun, and moon. You guys may also experience some sort of abundance. However, this is not material abundance. I think in some sense, this can be abundance in partnerships, and that partnerships can sometimes lead to more opportunities. So example, to those who are Gemini that are trying to manifest love, I think January you can have an idea on how to manifest it, or maybe there are some choices that will come out. To some naman, this can talk about creative endeavors wherein your creativity can help you connect to other people and maybe in return help you as well have money. So for example, if you're a painter, baka meron kang makilalang fellow painter, tapos yung fellow painter na yan may patron, tapos bibilin yung gawa mo. So there is this essence of having sort of movements but not really trying too hard on those movements, because again you're grounding yourself, you're humbling yourself, and you letting things just happen is going to be a lot more positive for you. So to those who are Gemini sun moon or rising, let things happen, because I think energetically speaking, ang ganda nung sa inyo. Tulad ng sabi ko before I got the cards, I'm already seeing flowers, like congratulatory flowers. So I think this is January 2025 for you, is where you're really gonna get your flowers, in a sense na there can be some sort of success or, a reason to celebrate or a reason to congratulate yourself as well. Ang saya for them. Ang dami kong Gemini friends. Me too. So I'm really happy for them. Sana i-share ang blessings in a way, or the positivity and optimism of it all. So yeah, I love that for Gemini people. Now let's go to Cancer, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so Cancer. So for Cancer, this is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Do we need to know? Aside from the astrology, I know January can be a little bit hard for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, particularly for Cancer risings, because again, Mars is in retrograde. So let's see, energetically speaking, what do Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising need to know? Okay. I have a feeling particularly this will apply to Cancer suns. Even though I say that this is applicable to Cancer sun, moon rising, I think for most of you guys, medyo mas malakas yung energy nito to Cancer suns. So it's hard. Of course, we have two major arcana because you guys are the main characters of January 2025. Of course, that is just something that's it's common sense na it's about to happen. So we have the Fool and we have the Chariot here, both in reversed. So these are two major arcana cards. To those who are not familiar with tarot, we have two separations in tarot. We have major and minor arcana. So see, major arcana, like these, they technically show energies that are major, energies that don't happen just for a day. Sometimes it can last for weeks, or maybe to some it's months. So the first card that we got is we have the Fool. Sorry, like that. We have the Fool in reversed. So the Fool, when this is upright, just to show it to you guys, this is the ultimate starting card in tarot. It shows supposedly new journey, doing something new, taking a leap of faith as well. But um, binana ko. Di ko alam kung bakit. Binana naman ako ni TikTok. I have restrictions. What did I say? Anyway, going back. Promoting of a brand? What did I promote? Tarot? Anyways, again, going back. So yeah, we have the Fool in reverse for you guys for Cancer, Suns, Moon, and Rising. So there's this essence of something new that is supposed to start, but you fail or you don't have the energy to do it, or masyado kayong takot to do it. And at the same time, we have the Chariot in reverse. The Chariot, when this is upright, this is the go signal of the universe. But we have this in reverse, indicating that the universe is telling you that you're not supposed to do it as well. So you're going to feel a lot of blockages. You're going to feel a lot of restrictions around January, wherein you want to start something, but you cannot start it. So there is that essence of it. So you need to take things slowly. I think for you guys, January, to be fully transparent, I know we want every single month, every single year na parang, sa akin tong 2025. But unfortunately, it's not for everyone. And for Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising, again, astrologically speaking, you have Mars in retrograde in Cancer. So it's really something that will affect you a lot. So, slow down. Delay na naman, yes, but delays sometimes are redirections, and you're gonna thank yourself if you're not gonna be impulsive on doing something as well. I know it can be frustrating for people because, again, we're creatures of instant gratification, lalo na ngayon, in an age wherein we want everything instant. We're always stimulated. So gusto natin laging may nangyayari. So just be careful about that. Yung spray, kanina ko ba yun pinakita? Bakit ngayon lang ako ni-restrict? Kaloka talaga to. But anyway, going back. Hati mga Mima sa 2025 is sa inyo man. Dami ko kasing nakikitang gano'n na parang, sa akin na tong 2025. Okay, sis. Gano'n. So anyway, so that's for Cancer. Now let's go to Leo. So this is for Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Energetically, what do we need to know? What do we need to know for Leo? Ooh, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or Rising. So this is for January 2025. Leo, Leo, Leo. Ooh, girl, condolence, charot, to all Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. But you know what? This can be helpful. Whenever I do readings like this, if I say something negative or challenging, it doesn't mean that you're doomed for that. Instead, you guys are generally being told na this can potentially happen, so do something about it already as early as now. You guys are going to experience betrayal in 2025. We have January 2025. Sorry, hindi buong 2025. Okay, January lang. We have the Seven of Swords and we have the Five of Pentacles. So let me show it here. Okay, so the Seven of Pentacles often talks about betrayal or doing something, tiptoeing, kumbaga, that is a little bit challenging as well. Sometimes this can talk about you, wherein you're doing something, you're tiptoeing around something, or meron kang ginagawa na tinatago mo. So to those who are Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising and natatamaan, you're about to be caught in January. If not, this can talk about you catching someone who is going to betray you, or trying to seeing possibilities of symbols and seeing that someone is really about to betray you as well, because we also have the Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles, whenever it is upright, I call this the poverty card. Not just literal poverty, but also you realizing that the people that you thought are going to help you, they're absent in your time of need. So this can indicate na again, because you're trying to do something behind someone's back, you're gonna be caught, and at the same time, marirealize mo that you don't have anyone to share the misery with. To those naman na you're not the one who is tiptoeing, or you're not the one who's gonna betray, and kayo yung mabebetray. This can talk about you really taking to heart that betrayal and realizing that aside from that person, you have no one to talk to, or you have no one to share whatever it is, so you have to be careful. As I mentioned, this is a guide. So it doesn't mean na dahil na-pull ko tong cards na to, na you guys, Leo, Sun, Moon, or Risings, you're doomed to this. Instead, this is your chance to change something in your energy, because right now, this is what you're attracting. Okay, so if you guys are tiptoeing around something, doing something in secret, magbago na kayo 2025 na, charot. But at the same time, if these are people that will experience the betrayal, seeing the first sign, wag niyo nang patagalin. Alright? Try to confront that person already, or if nasa harap niyo na, ramdam niyo na instinctively, intuitively, you think that someone is lying to you or someone is about to betray you, don't play the martyr. At the end of the day, ikaw din yung mahihirapan. So, that's for Leo. Okay? So, now let's talk about, after Leo, we have Virgo. So, this is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, on Risings. Okay. Ah, sobrang hassle sa TikTok kasi lagi na lang your life is about to end. You're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. Anyway, thank you, TikTok. Sorry. Now let's go to Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Hi, Lynn! Transferred here from TikTok. Hi. Sana nandiyan ka pa. But yeah, okay. Let's go to Virgo. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, what do Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising need to know? Sun, Moon, and Rising. Kakaawa naman tong boyfriend ko. Aries, Sun, and Leo muna may trauma. Oh my God. Sana okay lang siya. Thoughts and prayers. Charot. But yeah, this is just a guide naman, no? You already know this, Guan. This is just a guide. So, yeah. Kaya niya yan. Kaya niya yan. Okay, so this is for Virgo. Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon. Oh, Hector. Virgo Sun and Virgo Moon ako. Oh, this is good. This is good. Okay, so this can be really beneficial. January 2025 can be a breakthrough moment for Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, and Risings. So first we have here the Eight of Swords in reverse. So let me show it to you guys. I have a feeling na the Burr months, particularly October, November, and December for you guys, is a little bit restricting for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Risings. I have a feeling that to some, how you ended the year is you feel all tied up, metaphorically speaking, ha. What I mean here is baka there are some things that you wanted to do, pero feeling nyo wala kayong choice. 2025, January 2025 is gonna be the month for you wherein you're finally deciding to rip off whatever it is that is, tied up to you. I think you're finally going to find a solution or parang find a way to work around it and really see how you can expand your horizon or how you can work around a certain problem so that you will be able to navigate the hardships that you are experiencing for the past few months in 2024 and really sort of break through in January 2025. For most of you guys, this can be related to family dynamics or family problems because we have the 10 of cups. So to those who have families or who live with their families, this can talk about you finally removing the shackles of what your family expectations are, or to some, this can also talk about you finally telling your parents what it is that you want them to know, or this can be about your kids as well. At first, it may feel hard, but the Ten of Cups is a happy family card. This shows emotional satisfaction, people working together. So there is this essence of really seeing like sometimes you need to confront something as a Virgo sun, moon, or rising and just really try and open up yourself to really find emotional satisfaction and also trust that people are going to understand you. To those who are not related here as a family, so for example people who don't live with their families or are not close to their families anymore, this can talk about relationships. So to some this can talk about a relationship that feels really restricting for you. Maybe to some this can be a breakup, to some this can be you finally admitting to your partner that you are not happy, for example. So it can be that. Okay, so that is for Virgo rising. Now let's go to Libra. So not just Virgo rising, sorry, Virgo sun, moon, and rising. Now let's go to Libra. Hi, hi, happy New Year, Sun. Hi, Madam. Hello, then, Madam. Happy New Year. I hope you enjoyed your New Year. Okay, let's talk about Libra. Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Sorry, magpabaling po ako. Nothing to be ashamed of if you are. Okay, Scorpio, please maghintay ka lang, Star Shopee, papunta tayo dyan. This is per sign, alright? So, we're now in Libra. After Libra, we're gonna do Scorpio. So, wait a bit. Okay, we're gonna go there. So, this is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Libra. Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Hi, Ruby. Okay, so what do Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising need to know for the month of January 2025? What is the energy to guide you guys? Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Mga Libra friends, rise. Yes! Oh, yan, ang daming Libra. You know what? Fun fact. Ang alam ko, ang pinakamadami talagang sign is Libra Sun. Kasi mga ginawa kayo ng Valentine's Day. So, Libra and Scorpio, sobrang dami ninyo. Kaya wait lang. Okay? So, yeah, Libra, Sun. Oops, ayan, lumabas. Two cards. So, this may be the cards for you. Oh, okay. So, for Libra, Sun, oh, bakit ang daming family cards? Kamusta ang mga pamilya nyo, guys? Anong nangyayari? Pamilyado ba kayo? Okay, anyway, going back, we do have here for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So, this is it. Let me show it to you guys. So, the Ten of Pentacles, when this is upright, para lang may idea kayo, this talks about a very stable family dynamic or like stability in the foundation of the family. This can talk about the family, who's financially good, who has a legacy that they're building. It's an extended family that lives together in harmony. But we have this in reverse for you, indicating that for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, January 2025, you're really gonna feel the fault lines of your family dynamics. This can talk about the facade of the family na akala ng ibang tao, you guys are good, your parents are great. In January, you're really gonna see that it's not really the case. I think for some of you, this is more, it's not really internal, it's more of an external thing. So, for example, this can talk about your families. Ang OA man pakinggan, but I'm gonna say it. Your family's fighting online. Kunwari lang. Or your family is literally fighting because of something material. And we do have here the Hermit card, indicating that it's really gonna affect you more internally. The call for you guys, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for January 2025 is to take things privately. All right, I know that sometimes when there are some family matters happening or if foundation and stability ang usapan, we tend to retaliate. However, the call for you on January 2025 is to take things slowly. Okay, look within, because sometimes when I know as Filipinos can be a little bit of a paradoxical energy kasi. There are some Filipinos who hate conflicts, but there are also some Filipinos who love conflicts. I mean, for the sake of it, for example, for God's sake, there are some people who na gustong-gusto nakikipag-away, for example. But at the same time, we don't like confrontation. So it is a paradox in a way. So for a lot of Libra Sun, Moon, and Rising, and this can go against your values because Libra tends to be the peacemaker. Libra tends to be, the middle ground of everyone. I think you really need to, instead of being the middle ground, take your chance to take things privately first, and then at the same time, just really navigate and see the answers deep within instead of patulan mo siya, for example. So for a lot of Libra Sun, Moon, and Rising, it's going to be a family thing that's really going to be focusing on January 2025. So it can be a little bit sensitive. Family can sometimes, most of the time, be sensitive. So take it slowly. The answer is already there. It's just that you don't have to be impulsive about it. Okay? Ano nangyari? Madami kasing swapang at mapanglamang. Oh my God. Drama. Charot. Away agad. New Year na New Year. Oh no. Agawan ng lupa. Oh no. Prayers and thoughts. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm laughing because it's uncomfortable. Hindi dahil tinatawanan kita. I'm so sorry. Okay, but yeah, if you're a Libra Sun Moon Rising, I'm really sorry about that. Are you going to upload this? Yeah, I'm going to upload this, San. Don't worry. That's why I'm doing this on YouTube para makita ninyo. Yes. Okay, sige. Now let's do Scorpio. So this is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What can you expect energetically for January 2025? Malaki drama pa ata. Oh, no. Okay, sige. So let's go to Scorpio. Ayan, so madami din nag-aabang kanina for Scorpio. So let's do Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Lahat ng planets ko as a fourth house pa, Capricorn pa ako. Oh, no. No, it's not yet done. Pisces is not yet done. Okay, so let's do Scorpio. Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. Scorpio for my sisterettes. Yes. Okay, so this is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Okay, for Scorpio, this is a really straightforward energy. The advice here is sometimes helping too much is not really good. Okay, so we have here first the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, let me show it to you guys. And then we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. For Scorpio risings, I think the realization for January 2025 is that you're not supposed to be the giver, you're supposed to be the taker. To some, there will be some Scorpios who may realize that they're giving too much to the other person. This can be, since this is a general reading, marami talaga mapipick up. All right, to some this can be, related to love. To some this can be family. To some this can be siblings. To some this can be coworkers. But nevertheless, the message here is masyado kayong mapagbigay. Masyado kayong nagbibigay ng mga bagay na hindi nyo naman dapat ibigay. Okay, just for the sake of giving it. To the point that on January, you're gonna realize that you are supposed to be the taker this time and not really give, give, give. Because sometimes when you give too much, maubusan ka din. What are you gonna give to the next person or on the next day? So you really have to sort of balance or sort of try and see how you can pace yourself on giving to people, helping people, because we have the Ace of Swords in the reverse. Mauubos ka mentally. To a lot of Sun, Moon, and Rising on January, it's not really physical fatigue that I think Mars retrograde is going to give to you. It's more of mental fatigue. It's more of if normally meron kang solusyon sa mga bagay-bagay, January you're gonna feel like, ayoko na lang. Alam mo yun, na parang wala akong energy to deal with this. So, you have to pace yourself, and again babalik ako dun, so sometimes it's okay to give pero don't give too much because ikaw din naman yung mauubusan. So to the Scorpio rising, Sun, Moon rising there, um just be careful on January. Take things slowly. Help yourself first before you help or give to other people. Because at the end of the day, if you cannot give from an empty cup. Okay? So that is Scorpio. Now let's go to Sagittarius. So this is for my fellow Sagittarius rising or to Sagittarius sun and also Sagittarius moon. Kakasabi ko lang kahapon sa party ko na yan ng mantra ko this 2025 pack. O, di ba? Ito na, confirmation sa'yo. Your mantra is correct. So, yeah. Are you a Scorpio? So, it's good that I am the messenger na you're supposed to do that talaga. Okay. Wala. Waiting sa Sagittarius and Capricorn. Eto na, Ruby. Eto na. Sagittarius na tayo. Punta ka na dito, girly. Okay. So, this is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What is the energy for January 2025 to my lovely Sagittarius? Sana separate video ulit. Ayun nga, charot. Anong separate video? Anong separate video, Mike? Kayo naman, nag-livestream na nga ako. Hanapan niyo ba ako ng video? Binabayaran niyo ba ako dito? Charot. Joke lang. So, let's go to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What do you guys need to know? Aquarius, not yet. After Sagittarius, we're gonna do Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces lastly. If hindi nyo naabutan yung sign ninyo, I'm gonna have a replay of this on my YouTube account. If you haven't followed me yet on YouTube, go to my account here on TikTok. Click the link in my bio. May link ako ng YouTube account ko doon. Okay? Alright, so this is for Sagittarius. Oh my God. Natatawa din ako kasi Sagittarius rising ako. So, thoughts exactly. Anong thoughts? Alin yung thoughts mo? Sorry na. Sabog din ako. Wait lang. Let me just drink water before I share the news to Sagittarius people. Wait lang. Huwag ka mag-alala, Mike. Nasa YouTube to. Okay. Kala ko mo naman kung anong video gusto mong separate. Ikaw naman. Okay, sige. Yeah, it's gonna be on my YouTube. I cannot save videos here kasi on TikTok. So, pasensya na, Biha. Punta ka na lang sa YouTube ko. It's gonna be recorded there. Okay, sige. So, let's go to Sagittarius. This is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising people. Sagittarius Rising represent. So, you're welcome. Thank you too. Okay, so for Sagittarius people, this is gonna be a combination of good and bad. First of all, I don't know how this is going to pan out in my life. We have the Five of Wands. There's gonna be a conflict. Magkakaroon ng away. I do have a feeling though that it's more internal, but somehow because it's an internal conflict, it's going to sort of flow over to other people. The Five of Wands kasi, I'm just gonna show the card so you guys can understand where I'm coming from. It's literally a card showing people fighting. But the Wands represents, creativity, passion, the things that we enjoy. So it's a fight that is not, it's not a brutal fight. It's not a fight because gusto ko lang makipag-away. It's a fight because there is a certain principle or a certain thing that you're fighting for. And for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, I think January is gonna feel like that. To most of us, it's gonna feel internal. Meaning, there is an internal battle within you wherein you're trying to prioritize what you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do. So there is this feeling of trying to reprioritize certain things, but the other half, this can talk about literal conflicts with people, wherein you really need to fight for what it is that you want because we have the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Cups, which is a good card to have. And this is not me being biased as a Sagittarius rising, because this applies as well to Sagittarius, Sun, and Moon. So the Nine of Cups is the manifestation card. So as you can see here, that we have this person who's just waiting for that one cup to achieve emotional satisfaction. So maybe this is going to happen at the end of January, wherein you're gonna feel like after all of this battle with yourself or with other people, it's worth it because it will give you something that you have been wishing for a long time, or you're going to realize what it really is that you want to manifest in your life or what you want to happen in your life. However, another message that I'm getting here is be careful of arrogance. January may feel as if, you can conquer everything. Kaya mo makipag-away, you can conquer your dreams, your aspirations, but then eventually at the end of the month, you're going to be humbled by certain circumstances. The Nine of Cups kasi, even though it's good, this can sometimes talk about being arrogant. You can see it here in the face of this person. He is smug. Nakaganon pa siya. So he knows something is about to come. And sometimes when we are confident of that something, the universe can be, a bitch. Kasi tuturuan niya tayo ng lesson na parang, ganyan ka ha. So sige nga, i-delay ko nga. Kaya, ganyan ka ha. So, sige nga, hindi ko nga ibibigay sa'yo. So, sometimes you have to be humble enough for things to happen, and also admit to yourself that, even though something is supposed to be happening to you, yes, you can be humble on accepting it, or you're not supposed to fight people to be able to have it. So it can be that. So that's for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Now let's go to Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So this is going to be your January 2025 energy. What you need to know, energetically speaking. Capi Sun, yes! I love Capricorn people. Bias ako sa lahat ng earth sign. Charot. But yeah, okay. So this is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What do Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising need to know? Okay. So let's see for January 2025. January 2025. Okay. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Oh, okay. This is also another major energy. So to a lot of Capricorn, probably kasi it's Capricorn season in the earlier parts of January. Walking karma. Di naman. Saturn is not the planet of karma. It's not walking karma. I hate to break it to you. I'm so sorry, Caddy Bay, but it's not like that. Saturn is discipline, restrictions, barriers, which sometimes, discipline can be karma to some. Oh, sorry, it's my alarm. But yeah, okay. Going back to Capricorn, I think January 2025 is also going to be a major month for you guys. First of all, we have the Emperor in reverse. I hate to break it to you. It's major, but not in a good way. 2025 is going to feel as if there's a lot of things that you cannot control in your life, mostly, particularly if you are a man. So, to those Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising that are watching, January 2025 is going to feel like a roller coaster, not because of a lot of things happening, but because of a lot of things happening and you not be able to control it. With the strength here as well in reverse, it is a reminder for you guys that when things get overwhelming, the answer is not you making another thing. Sometimes kasi, particularly for people that are, like Capricorn, who's very ambitious, they're providers, they're supposed to be stable. Paminsan, when things don't go our way, what we do is we make another thing just to make ourselves feel better. So example lang, let's say you're cooking, okay, or baking na lang para mas may sense. Let's say you're baking a cake and you have this Pinterest board of how the cake is supposed to look like, but as you're three-fourths into the process of baking, you realize na iba pala yung color ng binili mo, or iba yung food coloring na ginamit mo. So instead of, let's say, fixing it, you decide to scrap it and start over. That is not the solution for January 2025. Capricorn sometimes tend to be very hard on themselves, particularly Capricorn sons. So, paminsan, kapag ganito yung nangyayari, we don't tap ourselves in our back. Instead, we stab ourselves in our backs. And instead of fixing something, you guys just want to start over without realizing that it's a waste of resources, it's a waste of time. So instead of doing that, what you really need to do is really go over and find control on things that you're already starting. What I mean here is, again, baking. Okay, babalik tayo dun sa baking example. In reality, you can still, color theory. If you got the wrong color, pwede kang magdagdag ng another food coloring so that you can correct it. Or maybe, if you cannot control the outcome, control how you're going to be reacting on that outcome. At the end of the day, if it's just you who's gonna eat it, who cares what color it's supposed to be? So it really depends on how you're going to be accepting whatever January 2025 is going to bring to you. But you have to remember that if things don't go your way, hindi solusyon yung magsimula ka ulit ng bagong bagay just so you can start from scratch and make it perfect, because it's never gonna be perfect. So that's for Capricorns. Now let's go to Aquarius. So this is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Oh, suddenly I have a feeling. Okay, bago ako magsalita, muna tayo ng cards. Okay, kasi mamaya kainin ko yung sasabihin ko. So let's see first. Okay, so let's go to Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What should they expect for January 2025? Aqua na, yes. Okay. Diba? Okay. For January, 2025 for Aquarius, sorry, for Aquarius rising, Sun and Moon. I think it's really gonna start a little bit hard. Well, astrologically speaking too, ganun din naman talaga because we have, as I mentioned kanina, we have Mars and Pluto opposing one another from January 1 to 6. So, there really is a lot of power plays for you guys, particularly Aquarius Sun, sa sarili ninyo. Kalaban ninyo yung sarili ninyo. So, the first card that we have is we have the Five of Cups. So, this is the regret card. I think for a lot of Aquarius Sun, Moon, or Rising, how you're gonna start the year is feeling of regret. Wherein you're really gonna feel na, bakit wala akong ginawa ng 2024? Or bakit hindi ko to ginawa ng New Year? Bakit hindi ako kumain ng grapes sa ilalim ng table ng New Year? That's how it's going to feel. So, there's really a lot of focus on the things that you haven't done. And I think it's gonna catch up to you on January of 2025. But we do have the sun here urging you to sort of celebrate instead and not look back on the things that you regret. Kasi if you're gonna see this card, okay, I want to show it to you guys. You can see here that this person is mourning the three cups that have stumbled already without noticing or forgetting na meron pa tayong dalawang cups na nandito. In reality, not everything is ruined, not everything is over. But you mourn or you choose to focus on the things that you have lost or to focus on the things that you haven't done, which can sometimes work against you. You know, na parang sabi nga nila, don't cry over spilled milk. And with the sun card here, and very aptly, you know, the middle of January is time of Aquarius season. So, alam mo yun, the sun is going to be the sign of Aquarius. So, you're supposed to celebrate. At the same time, I do think that with the sun card here, it is an urge for you na if meron kang hindi nasimulan, bakit hindi mo simulan ulit? Because sometimes ang sakit natin as people is that we try to look for the perfect timing. You know, lalo na, you know, in astrology and tarot, people are always asking, when am I supposed to do this? Kailan na yung best time to do this? Sometimes the best time to do it is now. Sometimes the best time to do it is the time when you feel like doing it. You know, and sometimes you just have to freestyle it. And I think that's going to be the energy that you need to apply as an Aquarius sun, moon, or rising for January 2025. So, yeah. Is it 11:11? 11:06 pa lang sa akin. Advance ka ba? Or late ako? Ooh, okay. It really depends. So, or malay mo, advance ka. But anyway, okay, let's go to the last time. We have Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I need to know what is the energy for Sun, Moon, Rising, Pisces people. Advance 5 minutes, kaya pala ikaw naman. Kala ko, like, late ba ako? All right, so yeah, let's go to Pisces, our last sign. To those who didn't catch up on the January 2025 astrology reading, you can rewatch it on YouTube. I'm doing the live stream on YouTube as well. Here on TikTok kasi it's not gonna be replayed. So to those who missed it, punta kayo sa YouTube ko. Just go to my account here on TikTok. Click the link in my bio. It is there. Aquarius piece, B, kakatapos lang. Bakit ngayon ka lang pumasok? We're already in Pisces. Kakatapos lang literally. Okay. So, let me just drink water and then let's go to Pisces. It's good for Pisces. Kaingit naman. May Pisces moon pala ako. So, kasama ako dito. Okay, Pisces, sun, moon, and rising. Water break. Wait lang. Okay. So, we do have two beautiful cards here for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. First, we have the Six of Cups. Right? This is the card of nostalgia, looking back, reminders of the past that are really, really good. And then we have here the Seven of Pentacles. All right. So this is the card of planting your seeds. All right. And trying to really wait for your seeds to grow over time. So first with the Six of Pentacles, Six of Cups. Okay. For Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising, the January 2025 is going to feel a little bit nostalgic. Sometimes this can mean na a lot of things happening in your life on January 2025 feels like a deja vu moment na parang nangyari na siya before. I don't think in a negative way. Right? I don't think that this is like repeating of trauma or like negative experiences. I do think it's more of like reminders of positive experiences that you had. Mostly it can be through childhood experiences as well. So sometimes we do need a dose of nostalgia, and I think for Pisces Sun Moon Rising, very okay to kasi we guys tend to be romantics, idealists. So this can somehow help our energies as well. To some naman, this can actually very oddly to some. This combination can talk about wanting to plan for the future and having kids. I know this will not apply to everyone, but I feel called to say this to some wherein it can be applicable. The Six of Cups kasi can sometimes indicate kids. The Seven of Pentacles means planting seeds. So to some of you who are planning to have kids, I do think January 2025 is when you're going to make an effort to make it happen. Okay, so this can be, for example, if you're a woman who's suffering from an ailment or illness related to your reproductive system, January 2025 is when you decide to go to the doctor, change your diet, change your lifestyle. If you're a man, this can talk about you opening up to your partner and telling your partner, na, you know what, I want to settle down. Maybe we can do this, we can do that. So there is this essence to some of you guys of being a little bit more serious and planting seeds of intentions in wanting to settle down or even have kids in the future. But aside from that, to the other half of you guys, it's more of revisiting the things that you wanted a little bit when you were younger or maybe a few years before, and reminding yourself that these are the things that you wanted to do, but the circumstances back then didn't allow you to do it. So it's now the time to revisit it. Sometimes kasi when we're not able to do things that we did before, it's not because it's not meant for us, but it's only because the timing wasn't right. So example now. If you're a Pisces, let's say you're a Pisces sun, and for the longest time, let's say you want to visit a certain country. Pero hindi mo siya magawa-gawa kasi nagkaroon ng pandemic and then nagkaroon ng other circumstances in your life. It doesn't mean that you're not supposed to do that and visit that country. It doesn't mean that you're not supposed to go there. It only means that in that particular time, it wasn't meant to happen. Maybe because you weren't meant to be there. But in January 2025, your energy wants you to revisit it and see how you can slowly plant the seeds to do it so that probably in the later half of 2025 or in the following months of 2025, you can push through it and you will realize that the reason why it got delayed for the longest time, it's because you're supposed to experience it or do it in the perfect timing in 2025. So it's going to be like that. So that's it for everyone. Do you guys have any questions or clarifications before I end the stream, before I end the live? Andyan pa ba kayo? Oo, kumonti na kayo. Aw, hi. Perfect timing. Amen. That's true. Sometimes you just really have to trust the timing of God or the universe. Kung sino ang pinaniniwalaan nyo. I believe in God, so I'm gonna say God. Okay. So, yeah. Can be, but you know what? The way that this works, as I mentioned kanina, it really depends on what you resonate in. So, for example, let me give myself as an example. Sometimes I relate more in tarot readings, ha. I relate more in my sun and in my moon. So whenever I listen to tarot readings, yun yung pinapakinggan ko. But when I listen to astrology readings, of course, wala akong choice. I should listen to my rising sign because that is really what we look at. So can be by possibility na, kunwari lang, yung reading mo as a Pisces rising is applicable to you personally. Yung reading mo as a Leo rising is applicable to your love life. Your Taurus reading is applicable to your career. So, pwede siyang maging ganon. We're twinning Taurus Sun and Pisces Moon. Yes! I love that combo kasi Taurus is very grounded, it's practical, it's creative. Pisces is very idealistic, it's very romantic. So, it may feel like they're opposite, but at the same time, they're like pieces of a puzzle that helps me as a creative person as well. So, yeah. Balik ulit dito sa TikTok from YouTube. Bakit naman? Samahan mo ako sa YouTube, charot. Okay, anyway. Yeah. Parang ulitin ko si Pisces sa YT. Yeah, maybe. My rates, everything on my rates, be it tarot and astrology, is in my Instagram account. Just click the profile here in my TikTok is already linked there. Makikita ninyo yung icon ni Instagram. Click nyo lang. It's already in my pin post. Makikita nyo na doon. Okay? No more questions? You guys are good? I hope I helped you with that. As I mentioned to those who didn't see or hindi nyo na naabutan kung ano yung readings for your signs, I have a replay on my YouTube account. If this is your first time seeing me, My YouTube is linked on my profile here on my TikTok. Visit nyo lang yung account ko. Click the link in my bio. Scroll lang kayo ng konti. Makikita nyo na din yung YouTube ko. It's going to be on my live or yeah, sa live tab. So it's gonna be there. Sa TikTok kasi hindi na save yung live. So even though I wanna repeat it here or save it here, unfortunately I cannot. So pwede nyong balikan na lang doon. And to those who want to have a reading with me, as I mentioned, go to my Instagram account. Every Sunday I post links there, but a little bit of like, oh, by the way, I also have a giveaway in my Instagram. So if you don't follow me there, bakit? Charot. I have a giveaway there. You guys can join. Just give me a follow and follow the rules as well. Manifesting for 2025 reading talaga. Yes! Who knows? Maybe it's going to be you. Okay, so yeah. Thank you so much, you guys. Kasi siguro drawn ako sa'yo. One time lang kita nakita follow. Oh, thank you. Alam mo, lagi akong kinikilig sa'yo, Gwan. So thank you so much. So yeah, thank you guys. As I mentioned, see you on YouTube if you want to watch the ano ba tawag dito, replay. And at the same time, I'm preparing a 2025 astrology video in my YouTube. You guys can go there, alright, and see. Again, yung rates ko po nasa Instagram ko. Okay, magpahinga naman Pisces. Yes. Possible ba na magbago ang chart? No and yes. Your birth chart is not gonna change, but we do have our solar return charts as well, which is a different kind of chart. Great, ikaw dapat. Thank you, Te. All right, thank you so much, you guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys again. I'll try to um, be live again. Probably weekends. I'm not gonna promise kasi typically when I promise, bigla ako nagkakasakit. So, yeah, I'll try. I'll try my best so that we can talk about 2025. Okay? Thank you so much, you guys. Have a great January. Bye bye. See you. Bye bye.